All right, boys, man. Welcome back to another YouTube video. I actually don't know the title of this video, but we're just going to move forward on talking about the book. So I'm pretty sure we already talked about this, but we are talking about the seeds of fear, where basically the devil focuses on the role and a tool to use fear to control individuals. You know, that's what it is, especially when it comes to success. When you're trying to start a business, you have a fear of failing that business because you basically let the devil use these tools to fear you. You're scared that you're going to fail in front of everybody. That's really a lot of the reasons why majority of people, they don't start businesses. It's because of that exactly. Because they worried about what the hell everybody thinks. And in order to become successful in whatever you do, you literally can't give a fuck what nobody think, what nobody opinions is. Sometimes you got to be delusional and just have faith in God. You need to have faith in whatever you do, okay? So I want to talk about the things that he used to, as fear, right? So we have the fear of poverty, that's one of them. And then we got criticism, because we worried about what everybody else think. And that's what I was just saying. We worried about what people gonna think and how people gonna criticize us, right? We also got fear of bad health. See, bad health can scare us because I know you've seen videos on the internet of people with like horrible health, and you're like, I don't ever want to catch that disease or catch that thing. So health can be one of them. I know we all have a fear of health that we don't want to see, like cancer, or you know what I'm saying, or a disease after sex or anything like that. But you can't let things like that scare you. The loss of love. You fall in love with a girl, next thing you know, she leave your ass. But sometimes that shit bound to happen, bro. But guess what? Understand that when something bad happens, it has a yin and a yang. Everything has a good and a bad to it. The more you focus on the good, the better it becomes, right? The fear of old age, of getting too old, you know what I'm saying? And the fear of death. These are the main things that we are afraid of. And understand that once we free ourselves from this fear, we could basically mentally free ourselves. I know you heard this term, escape the matrix, we're in the matrix, things of that nature, right? But understand the matrix is in your head. So you have to free yourself mentally. There's nothing on the external that can actually free you. Once you free yourself mentally, that's when you are free, basically. And the way you free yourself mentally is every single day, you need to be praying, gratitude journaling, meditating, you know what I mean? And taking good care of yourself. You get what I'm saying? You eating right, you lifting, you doing some type of workouts. When you do these things, you will naturally start to think better of yourself and be happier. You want to know why? Because you're talking about the things you're grateful for. You're meditating on where you want to be in life. And then on top of that, you're praying, showing God, you know what I'm saying, things. Understand, like, nothing on this universe can be free. I mean, nothing in this universe can make you happy. Stop saying, when I get to this level, I'll be happy. There is no such level as happiness, okay? Understand, like, there's no such level, if you hear what I'm saying. No such level of happiness. So once you stop saying, when I get to this level, I'm going to be free and happy, understand that that's the matrix. You keep saying, once I get here, I'm going to be happy. Once I get here, I'm going to be happy. Understand that there's unlimited levels and there's no ending to this shit. So you got to mentally free yourself, okay? You have to mentally be happy and free yourself. And once you do that, right where you are happy exactly where you at. But we're not saying get complacent. We still going to keep striving, but this is what the hell I'm talking about. Stop saying when I get here, I'm going to be happy. When I get there, I'm going to be happy. I just learned that shit from Rob the Bank. On YouTube and shit like that. But those are the main things, Next, we got definiteness of purpose, right? Now, we did talk about that in the last video, but it's actually one of the chapters, okay? We all need to have definiteness of purpose. Understand, if you don't have no purpose in life, I truly personally believe, like, you didn't live life to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? According to the universe, we live once. So why would you use your one life to not live how the hell you want to live? You come here to live for a good time, not a long time. I know y'all heard that saying. But let me explain definiteness of purpose to you guys. It explains the importance of having a clear and defined purpose in life and how to achieve it. So you want to have a purpose. Like, what is your goals, bro? God gave you a vision. Whatever that vision is, you need to pursue that vision. Because that vision ain't just in your head for no reason. Who put that thought? Who put that vision inside your mind to make you want to go do something with yourself? Who did? Exactly, God. So you need to be clear on what you want. And every single day you need to be striving towards it for at least 30 minutes to an hour every single day. Because if you don't have no purpose, that's what you'll be called drifting. Now, next thing you know, you drifting, you doing some shit that you don't even want to do. You showing up to work, you doing some shit you don't even want to do. You're not pursuing the dream and all that shit. Stop letting outside shit distract you, because the minute you do that, you're drifting. That's almost like a boat having a location on where it wants to go in the water, right? The boat has a direct location where it wants to go in the water. Well, the boat is trying to get to the location, but the wind keep on blowing the boat. Don't let the wind just blow the boat and then you stop going to the direct location. Because once you do that, now you're drifting in the water. Or if you don't have no purpose, now you really drifting. You're just like a leaf blowing in the wind, just letting life control you, doing what the fuck it wants to do. That is an uncontrolled life. So it's almost like some grass that you keep in your yard, right? And you don't cut it. The weeds and the grass is going to grow all crazy. No, keep your grass straight, bro. Keep your grass looking like a mat, bro. You feel me? So when you doing this shit, don't let the wind try to control you. It's going to try to distract you and do this shit. But when you say you're going to one direction and one direction only, you need to be going directly to that fucking location, okay, guys? That is the most important thing in this shit. That is what definiteness of purpose would be, right? Next. And we're going to talk about education and religion. Now, I really don't want to go too much into this. This video might be a little short, but I'm just going to explain what the book means by it. It explains the importance of having a clear and defined purpose, wrong thing. It examines the influence of education and religious beliefs on shaping an individual's mindset. So what they're saying is the people like in the churches or the people that are in the schools, it can influence on the way the person thinks. So if you're trying to be a millionaire, you got to kind of unlearn all the shit that you were basically taught. Because that shit they taught in schools, they taught you how to be a worker. And there's nothing wrong with being a worker if that's what you want to do. But if you're trying to do something else with your life that has nothing to do with like working for somebody, you kind of got to unwire the shit they all taught you. Unwire all that bullshit that was getting sent to your beliefs. And unwind that bullshit of what your parents told you. Like, oh, we were born poor, money don't grow on trees. You know, you hear this, you kind of hear this kind of shit kind of growing up, you know, just based on where you're around. You know, I'm from Detroit, so when you start hearing this shit, all you hear is poverty talk. If you hear a poverty talk, you need to get the fuck away from these people, gang. We don't speak on money like that. If anything, we speak in abundance. So, yeah, that's why I'm reading this book called The Power of Subconscious Mind, of Your Subconscious Mind. They actually bring up, like, that you got to start saying things like money, you know, comes to me easily and effortlessly. Money comes to me abundantly. This money I'm finna spend gonna come back to me 13x. You got to say things like that. Shit that is abundant. Understand that money is all in your mind. So once you realize that your mind has money to infinite riches, that's where the breakthrough comes from. You don't actually have to do anything on the external in reality. You just have to be there mentally. And guess what? Once you're there mentally, the world will start to shape around you, especially when you start to change your habits and change the things you do. The world starts to shape that. So pay attention to who you're taking like advice from and influence. Pay attention to the most successful people or the people that you want to be like, and try to input exactly like them. Do exactly what they did, and you'll become more like them, basically. Don't just be listening to anybody, right? The thing he had to say about churches, he said that churches kind of install fear, and that's what we focus on. Focus on the positives. Don't focus on the negatives. Anyways, I'm going to catch you on the next video. Peace.